ladies, it's Emily with your deadlift demo. A few different variations of deadlifts that we'll be going through and using throughout the program. Deadlifts will occur throughout the different phases, so take note of some of these different variations and try them all. I'm going to show you on a barbell, but feel free to use kettlebells, dumbbells, a sandbag, whatever implement you have to use. The thing to remember with deadlifts is your hips are the primary mover. So anytime you're standing up, deadlifting weight off the floor, it's your hips that are doing most of the action, along with a neutral spine, shoulders pulled back, legs are strong, feet are rooted into the ground. So coming up to your barbell, you're going to come pretty close, shins almost touch the bar. You are going to bend your knees on a conventional deadlift. This is a conventional or traditional deadlift. Gripping the bar, rooting your feet. You're going to drop your hips a bit, bend the knees, and stand up through the movement, pushing the hips forward. And you can see how my hips hinge. It's not so much a squat as it is a push forward through the hips. So that is your traditional or conventional deadlift. A sumo deadlift is a little wider in stance with the toes out slightly. And your grip will be inside the track of your feet. And you may just find that this one works better for your hips, for your levers. It's up to you. It's personal preference. But the same rules apply. Dropping your heels and your feet deep into the floor, hinging at the hips, pulling the shoulders back, neutral spine. Take your gaze out just slightly ahead of you, and you'll stand up and hinge back down. So a note on grip, you can do an overhand grip like I just showed you. You can also do a mixed grip. This is often convenient when the weight gets a little higher. So for a sumo with a mixed grip, you just kind of flip one hand, but the rest of the rules still apply. Pulling the shoulders back, rooting your feet, hinging at the hips. Good. And then the last variation that we'll go through with this video is your Romanian deadlift. Now the difference there, you actually start the weight at the top of your lift. It's a straighter leg, and there's not quite as much knee bend, but you still have soft knees. So Romanian deadlift, you're going to start with the weight up top, hinge the hips back, keeping the weight close to you, and coming back up to the top. You don't actually bring the weight to the floor for this deadlift. So to show you that, I'm going to go do one conventional deadlift just to get the weight up. Then my Romanian, I'm just going to drift the hips back, keeping a neutral spine, and squeezing the backs of my legs, my hips, keeping the core engaged. That's your Romanian deadlift. And you'll see that a lot too. Sometimes we abbreviate that as RDL. You'll see those pretty frequently. So those are your deadlift variations. And remember, always keeping those hips as the primary mover. That's where all your power is.